CC Orlev is shaping up to be one of the most interesting characters in the Exodus universe, and we know literally almost nothing about him at this point. The major factors correlating to him being so interesting is him being played by the one and only Matthew McConaughey in his first ever project in the gaming space, along with CC Orlev being the narrator on most of the Species trailers revealed for the game so far, and his cryptic sign-off that he uses on all those said trailers. Today, we are going to be covering what role I think CC Orlev will be playing in the Exodus universe just from these early details revealed so far, and I'll make another video on this same topic once we get more information on his overall character later on, which will hopefully happen by the time we get our hands on the Traveler's Handbook. But in the meantime, make sure to show off your hype for Exodus by scrolling down and hitting that like button, and also make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future Exodus coverage. But without further ado, let's get into what role I speculate CC Orlev will play in the Exodus universe. First off, let's start off with what we do know. CC Orlev, as confirmed during the reveal for the game, which happened at the 2023 Game Awards, confirmed that this character would be played by none other than Matthew McConaughey himself. Known for major roles in the movie and TV industry spanning from cult classics to genre-defining films. One of which that even has key concepts from this game, being time dilation with his role in something like Interstellar. Which, if you're interested in seeing all of the parallels that this movie in particular has with Exodus so far, I have a full video on that which is currently shown on screen and is linked down below in the description of this video if you're interested. But bringing it back to the topic at hand, being a renowned and award-winning Hollywood actor means he's bound to have a lot on his plate. That's not even including whatever work he is doing on this game. Currently, it is listed as him working on 2 movies at the time of the filming of this video. And of course, whatever his full role ends up being on Exodus itself. We will circle back to this point later, but just know Matthew McConaughey has a very full plate. As of that same announcement revealing the game where McConaughey revealed he would be a part of Exodus and the gaming industry as a whole for the first time ever, he stated that, quote, he will have a unique relationship with every player. And since then, the lead developers over at Archetype Entertainment, the developers of Exodus, have since confirmed that CC Orlev would have a major role to play in the Exodus universe. They haven't revealed what his role is just yet, but they have said that they've given us a clue. That clue itself is actually the sign-off that he gives on all of the trailers that CC Orlev is a part of. Which, if you don't know, CC Orlev or Matthew McConaughey has narrated every Species trailer that has come out throughout Archetype Entertainment's YouTube channel, which has released various trailers for different species and creatures that have been revealed so far for the game. Which, if you're interested, I actually have a video detailing all of the scariest species revealed so far, which will be linked down in the description of this video. This sign-off that CC Orlev does is not only confirmed to be a hint by the head developer James Olin himself, but has had fans curious about it since hearing it for the first time. In every sign-off he says the following: I am CC Orlev, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. When it comes to what it means, we could only speculate, but one thing's for sure. It'll be important to who CC Orlev is and what's to come for his part in the Exodus universe. That about wraps up what we do know, so from here on everything else is speculatory. And cutting to the chase, I think we actually might have CC Orlev play a character role that we've already seen before. If you guys don't know, Archetype Entertainment is made up of a lot of ex-BioWare developers and writers that have worked on some of the most prominent franchises that they have, including Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and the Mass Effect series. James Olin himself, the founder, is also known to have worked on these entries as well, and I believe the character role of Saren from Mass Effect 1 is what CC Orlev might play into. As a fresh quick reminder, Saren was the main antagonist of the first entry into Mass Effect, at first starting out as a Spectre, a trusted agent of the Council, eventually turning into an indoctrinated pawn for the Reaper race, which ended up being the main antagonist of the overall series. I believe CC Orlev might play into this same role based on a couple of factors. 1. The game everyone compares this to, and the franchise a lot of the developers in this new studio cut their teeth in the genre making, could mean a lot of similarities could be drawn between the two games. Already, people are calling this a spiritual successor of Mass Effect for a lot of reasons. Whether you agree with this or not, this game draws a lot of similarities. A space sci-fi RPG with a base character frame in both female and male forms, with a story-based narrative having consequences in one way or another based off of your decisions. Not to mention, some of the gameplay shown off so far has looked similar to the Mass Effect style, with people even calling the melee blade weapon of the game looking just like the Omni tool from Mass Effect. In a very early Q&A, they even teased a decision for the game being similar to that of Mass Effect 1, where they alluded to one of your companions may be dying due to a decision that the player makes. People, myself included, immediately thought of the Vermeer situation between Ashley and Kaidan in Mass Effect 1, where you choose to leave one companion on their own, ultimately leading to their death on the planet. Point 2, as I mentioned before, I said I would circle back to this, which is Matthew McConaughey is a very busy person. If it isn't teaching his class at the University of Texas, or taking on a new project from Hollywood, it seems he is always keeping busy. Meaning his role in something like his first video game probably won't be a long-lasting or recurring role. A character like Saren in Mass Effect 1 had decent screen time, but more than that, he was a sign of foreboding things to come. And with it, his impact on the franchise wasn't lost, as he was a constant reminder of what could happen to everyone if they failed to stop the Reaper threat. With having CC Orlev essentially taking on a Saren-like role, we could see CC Orlev not only take on a major role in the Exodus universe in the first game like they've implied for him before, but also make a way for the character to have a plan to exit, but still impacting Exodus in a big way. Having CC Orlev be the warning of the dangers to come could be a great way for Matthew McConaughey to leave his mark, but keep the door open to him coming back in a limited capacity later, maybe through some audio logs or some sort of video recordings if he wants to come back and reprise his role in one way or another. Having him be the main villain of the first entry could get a lot of people hyped for this game in particular, if him being in the game already wasn't enough to draw people in. Seeing an actor of his caliber finally join the gaming space and play out the flawed hero turned villain, thinking that he's doing the right thing, could make for a performance people could remember for years to come. At least that's how I personally could see his Saren-like role being played out. And for my final point being point 3, is this game symbolizes the start of an entire franchise. This game is helping kickstart the Exodus universe along with the book and the tabletop RPG already in motion to help support the start of this series. With the earlier point of them being some of the original makers of Mass Effect, I think it's safe to say that if it ain't broke, don't fix it may actually apply. Mass Effect is one of the most loved space sci-fi series in gaming to date, and with an opener that good that gripped everyone into being on board to the series as a whole, I think they might be keeping to that same formula in order to make sure people are drawn in. This is Archetype Entertainment's first game ever, even though they're made out of a bunch of industry veterans, and making something people would want multiple entries to is a must for them to kick off this universe with a bang. One of the only parts I personally felt lacking from Saren was that he just wasn't a likable person, at least in my eyes, but everything else made sense and made him a good character. Tying an already distinguished actor and person behind the potential main villain for this entry title, and then having them essentially be the bad guy with a reasonable motive as to why, just makes a lot of sense in my opinion, and having people liking the villain and role that Matthew McConaughey could play in this title. Overall, of course, these 3 points are just speculation based off of the developers, Matthew McConaughey himself, and what they've done with franchises they've worked on in the past. But let me know what you guys think will be CC Orlev's role in Exodus as they reveal more information about him. Do you think he'll be a good guy and fellow traveler? Or have I convinced you he may just be the precursor and the first big bad in the Exodus universe? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As I said at the beginning, I will be doing a follow-up video to CC Orlev's character when more details are revealed, seeing if I was trending in the right direction or just outright wrong or right on my speculation. But in the meantime, if you want more Exodus coverage, I have you covered, with information about the tabletop RPG game that I touched on in the video, and all the preview pages they gave us a look at with their early previews with a read-through of all of it and speculation on how it could apply to the main game. Along with that, I have a video on my breakdown and speculation on what species every silhouette could be for the companions they teased on their official site. That about wraps it up for this video, but for everyone who's made it this far, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed or found it entertaining, make sure to scroll down and make that like button glow so we can reach our like goal of 25 likes for this video. While you're down there, consider subscribing as we'll be covering Exodus as updates come out. As always, your support through your viewership, liking, and subscribing is always greatly appreciated and helps me out tremendously against the celestial threat that is the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Peace!